Hey guys, Darkovica and Sherbert here. Everybody say hi, Sherbert. Hi, Sherbert. Hi, guys. That's what Sherbert says. Okay. Anyways, so I thought that I would have a super cool vlog ready. Just talk to everybody, talk about some super cool stuff, because, I do that. And I also wanted to say that I know lately I've been uploading a lot of Dandelion videos. I'm sorry. I was really in the mood the other day for Dandelion. And so I started playing, and of course I recorded at the same time. And it was actually a lot of fun. I recorded with Josh. He was also in the recording. He couldn't see what I was doing, but he could hear what I was reading, and he commented a lot. And it was a lot of fun. And the videos are really funny, I promise. But anyways, that wasn't what I was on here. Or that wasn't what I came on here to talk about. What I did come on here to talk about was The Hobbit. So recently I saw the last of the Hobbit trilogy. And, alright, so obviously I'm going to try my best not to do any spoilers, but I can't promise anything. I'm going to go ahead and say, spoiler alert, quite possibly. I don't know. Just be prepared if you're going to keep watching. So obviously at this point I've seen all three of the Hobbit movies, and for those of you who don't remember, I could show you the entire Lord of the Rings action figures that I have on my dresser, but I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan. I have like a little Lord of the Rings section on my bookshelf for like all of my Lord of the Rings books. I don't have all of them. I want the ones that are like, they're the manuscripts of the original books, the ones that are like, they got like edits and stuff, and his son was talking about stuff. Anyways, so I absolutely love The Lord of the Rings, and I love The Hobbit, but here's my view on it. So a lot of people are upset with the Hobbit trilogy because it was nothing like the book, and this is absolutely true. The Hobbit trilogy is The Hobbit, but it's more the Lord of the Rings Hobbit, and not The Hobbit, The Hobbit. But what a lot of people don't understand is that there changes needed to be made in the series. Like, let's take a look at The Hobbit for a second. The way The Hobbit is written, what's going on over there? The way The Hobbit is written is very childlike. The whole book is written for kids. It's a children's book. The Hobbit was originally written, I believe, for Tolkien's children. By the way, it's Tolkien. Tolkien. If I hear anybody pronounce it Tolkien, I will punch you in the face. It's Tolkien. Okay, so in the book, it was written for Tolkien's, oh yeah, don't pronounce it Tolkien. That was the last thing I said. Tolkien. So, the books were written for kids, like, it was written for his kids. In the Hobbit book, Bilbo is not a hero. And let's be real here. Bilbo pretty much achieves nothing. He gets that ring, barely stays alive, and spends the entire battle at the end of the book knocked out cold. We don't even get to read about the battle. It just doesn't happen. It's just like, oh god, there's a battle. And in the movie, now this is where spoilers happen, Bilbo does get knocked out. But he doesn't get knocked out right away, and he plays a very pivotal role. Not pivotal, I guess. He plays a role in the war. Like, he was very important in the war. And I feel like the way they did it was kind of weird. First of all, I'm very used to the way the Lord of the Rings movies were handled originally, which was at the beginning of every movie there was some sort of recap going on where it showed you everything that had happened in the original two movies. But in these movies, it kind of just picked up. Like, okay, huge spoiler. Are you ready? Huge spoiler. I'm warning you. Huge. This is huge. You've got time. Okay. Smaug dies before the title even happens. Like, they spent so long focusing on Smaug in the second movie. He was the entire, point of the whole movie in the second movie. And then the third movie, he dies in, 3 minutes. It's not even funny. It literally dies before the title sequence happens. Now, end of spoiler. So one of the things I loved about it was how Peter Jackson handled the armies. I absolutely love how well-oiled the elven armies were and how well-oiled the dwarven armies were. And, the dwarven army, though, that was my favorite. For you guys that don't know, I'm all dwarven. I love dwarves. Dwarves, I am a dwarf person. I love dwarves. Not elves. I like elves. They're pretty. But I love dwarves. Dwarves are so awesome, which is really funny because Josh loves elves and I love dwarves. It's hilarious. But, excuse me. Anyways, so now I think that Peter Jackson did a pretty interesting job with The Hobbit, and I did like it very much. I'm kind of glad that he made the changes that he made because the book the way it was is not situated for a movie at all. Not even one movie. And I mean, there have been Hobbit movies. They were all animated series, and they were very cool. They were very fun. They're childlike. There were cartoons. They were very childish in nature, which was what they were supposed to be. But Peter Jackson making The Hobbit as either a trilogy or a single movie needed to be different, because that's what people were going to expect, and making a childish movie wouldn't have worked. It also, in a live action feel, it just wouldn't have fit at all. Like, it was funny and it was quirky, and that was what it needed, but it also needed to be serious because it was live action. It was done by Peter Jackson, and it had actors, it had familiarities. It made sense with the Lord of the Rings, which was another big pivotal point, was that it needed to connect to the Lord of the Rings. And the thing about Tolkien's book, The Hobbit, is that originally it didn't even have the ring. It was like some kind of weird ring that sort of made him invisible. It was just it wasn't this epic thing, him meeting Gollum and taking the ring. He ended up rewriting that section later on to fit the Lord of the Rings, which not a lot of people know that. So that part doesn't even really totally fit in the book because it wasn't originally in The Hobbit. So now, alright, so let's go back. So the way The Hobbit worked was each chapter was like a whole adventure in and of itself. The book worked like, hey, we did this. Alright, that's cool. We're done with that. Now let's do this. It was very episodic. It didn't have a focal point. Like, the whole idea was, alright, we gotta make it to this mountain. We gotta get the dwarven treasure. Great, we have it. Look, there's gonna be a war. Bilbo passed out. Now the war's over. Yeah, we're done. We won. Yay! Handled. Like, seriously, that's how it goes. And it was just kind of like, that's how the book went. It was very childish. It wasn't meant to be serious at all, and there was no finishing point to it. It's kind of like Alice in Wonderland. Things just happen. There's no point to the story. There's no hero's journey where it gets to the top and then it comes back down. There's none of that. It's just, hey, woo, here's some stuff. Here's some more stuff. More things happen. There's like a focal point for each journey in and of itself, and it's like a little tiny hill, but it wasn't anything really insane. And that's what Peter Jackson had to change, and that's why I feel that these movies were still good, but people are super upset that they were nothing, well, not nothing, but they were very unlike the books. And I do agree having Legolas in it was kind of weird. Having the romance between Tauriel and Keely was kind of weird as well. And it just kind of felt really forced at times, the romance between Tauriel and Keely. And then, that one stupid line at the end of the movie, oh my god, this made me so mad, when the Elf King, I can never remember his bloody name, it starts with a TH, it's not Thetis, I keep wanting to say Thetis, and it's not Thetis, that's like a country in another game, he looks at Legolas, and Legolas is like, I can't go back. And he's like, where will you go? And he's like, I don't know. I'll find a way. And oh yeah, spoilers, by the way. It's not really pivotal to the whole story of the movie, this spoiler. And then he's like, there's a ranger. You should find him. Meet him. He's important. And Legolas is like, what is his name? And he's like, they call him Strider. As for his real name, you must learn it for yourself. And it's like, was that necessary? Did we really need that? We know he's going to meet Aragorn. We know he's going to meet him. We know they become friends. We didn't need that. There was also a couple loopholes that really bothered me that I thought of. Like the fact that we never see Tauriel again. I mean, I understand she's probably in mourning. And she probably goes off and hides. This is also the fact that Legolas doesn't mention that he knew Gimli's father. I mean, Gimli, son of Gloin. Gloin was in The Hobbit. He was one of the dwarves. Gloin. Or there was a couple of other things that really bothered me, and I can't remember them for the life of me. Oh my god! Okay, huge spoiler. One thing that really bothered me was Galadriel's weird, creepy, you shall not touch them! I'm super creepy! What happened? Apparently, the super secret power of the elves is to turn into Satan. Seriously, that bothered me so much, was what happened with Galadriel. She just totally went batshit crazy. I was like, what is going on? Who is this? Galadriel? Whoa, did we need this? Also the fact that we never see Radagast. I thought they were going, okay, another huge spoiler. This whole video is spoiler alert. I thought they were going to kill off Radagast, because how else are they supposed to explain that Radagast never popped up in the next movie? Except maybe to say that that's how the moth thing happened, he like spoke to the moth, and the moth went to Radagast and was like, hey, he needs an eagle, and Radagast was like, I'll go get the eagle. I'm not gonna go save him, man. Screw that guy. He gets me into trouble. But like that's all I can imagine is that that's what they were thinking with Radagast. And I don't know, it just bothers me like that they went like that with Radagast, is that he's not around. I honestly thought they were gonna kill him off, because like how else would they explain? Anyways, you get the point. So, you know, there's all that. There was that. That's a huge loophole, Radagast. It's just the fact that he never happens again. Radagast? Who's Radagast? Also, the two blue Mithrandir, which I suppose makes sense. I mean, there aren't cell phones, although he could just grab a bird and go, hey, go get Radagast, and the bird flies off, comes back like a week later. Hey, I got Radagast. He's coming with his jackrabbit sleigh. Santa Claus! Was that the reference they were making? Is that supposed to be the origin of Santa Claus? Radagast is Santa Claus. We wish you a Merry Christmas. Oh, gosh. Alright, anyways. So, there we go. So, my opinion of the whole trilogy, I liked it. It wasn't The Hobbit as we know it. Obviously, there was no... I mean, that orc... Oh my god, I forgot his name. It's like the whole point of the whole three movies. I really like how they handled Thorin's madness. I loved how they handled the armies. Like, oh, they were so cool. Oh, the Eagles were just so last second. It was like, where's the fifth army? There's 4 armies. I count 4 armies. Where's the fifth army? And then like for 5 minutes we have eagles flying around. Hey, look, there's the eagles. Yeah, the battle of the 4 armies, and then the 5th one comes and wrecks everything. Seriously, just popped in out of nowhere. I was like, oh god, eagles. Whoa. Seriously though, it was. I liked it. The 3rd movie felt really odd. It started off just really sudden. I was just like, oh, whoa, we're in the movie. It didn't like coax you in. You know how like a good movie will just kind of move you into the movie? We're watching it and all of a sudden, oh, dude, shit, whoa, we're in the movie. Dragons, wow, ooh, what's happening? Yes. Oh, it's dead. Alright. Yeah, seriously, like, it's just, you're expecting this huge battle, at least, you know, like, it's gonna take forever, like, half the movie between them and Smaug. I mean, I understand, there's only so much you can do with the dragon. He has to die. The whole point of the movie was the battle. But, like, I mean, it was even called the Battle of the 5 Armies. But, I mean, it was just so sudden. So quick with Smaug. It was just like, whoa! What happened? What? He's dead. What now? I mean, like, I knew what came next, obviously. I was like, well, is that what's going to be the battle? But I feel very what now? Like, what happened? Huh. Anyways, as you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end this with, I'm a huge fan of The Lord of the Rings. I love The Lord of the Rings. Now, there are diehard fans who will absolutely defend Peter Jackson to the ends of their lives and say everything everything he does is made of gold. I mean, the man they probably believe he poops gold. But I also understand that it is a wise practice to take all things that you love and be able to take it apart, be able to break it apart. Phone is ringing. I'm sorry, I'm recording. I understand that it is a good practice to be able to take the things that you love, break it apart, be able to take it in and look at it objectively and be able to understand what either makes it bad or why some people say it's bad, because there has to be a reason why people don't like something that you enjoy. And I did enjoy the movies, very much so. It didn't quite feel as Lord of the Ringsy as I would have liked. Like, it didn't feel like, at some points it didn't feel like it was part of the universe. It felt like a whole other world. And I don't know, it felt like they were making up monsters. What was up with those war bats? Seriously? They were in the movie for like a minute. They didn't even have a purpose. They're bats trained for war. They don't do anything. Legolas used one to just jump on someone. He used it to fly up to the top of a tower. That's literally all the use of that war army of bats was for Legolas to use it to fly up onto a tower. That was it. There was no point to those stupid bats. And I was just like, that doesn't even feel Tolkien. War bats? The are war bats! No! But anyway, I did enjoy the movie very much so. The ending, I was crying. I cried tears! In all, I would rate the whole series probably a 7. Yeah, that seems about fair. 7 out of 10. A C. It was good. It was good. It wasn't amazing like The Lord of the Rings. I can't say that it was amazing like the original 3, but it was good. And sometimes I feel like it really didn't need to be 3 movies long. Maybe 2! We could have gotten away with 2. But I feel like it was a trilogy because the original was a trilogy and they felt like they needed it to be another trilogy. And no, we really... And I mean, like, we could have killed Smaug off in the second movie. That would have been a great way to start this movie if we had killed off Smaug at the end of the second movie. We didn't need that cliffhanger. So there's so much I have to say about it, and I do love it, and I absolutely, and I don't want to talk too much about what I love, because then I will break apart the whole movie, and you guys won't have to go watch it. But it's easier to talk about the things that you don't like. So there we go. There's my review and opinion. Excuse me, I whacked my mic. Of the Lord of the Rings. Excuse me. A friend of mine made a crown after the Elven King Thetis. That's what I'm gonna call him. Even though it's not his name. Anyways, I will talk to you guys next time, and I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. Everybody say bye, Sherbert. Bye, Sherbert! Bye, guys! That's what he says. Anyways, bye.